How to do ISO 27001 assessments with SAMMY. First of all, you have to decide for which part of the organization you're going to do the assessment. Here I have the organigram in my organization. Suppose I want to do it for a different part of the organization. I can create a new scope. New business unit or product group. And I'm going to do an ISO assessment for this group. And I'm going to give access to all of these teams to this assessment. Now, here I have my new business unit, and I see that I have a ISO 27000 assessment here. I can press play, and now I'm in the assessment mode of ISO 27000 for this business unit. If I go to the dashboard, I see all of the tasks that are due. I can bulk assign this to different people at the organization, and these are all the controls of ISO 27002, which I can then assign to different people in the organization by clicking on them and selecting the people I want to assign them to. Otherwise, I can also look here at the ones that have been assigned to me, which currently is none, as these haven't been assigned yet. Within assessment, I can go through the questions. In this stage, I'm answering the different questions, the ISO 27002 controls, and I can provide the documentation to provide the evidence that we have done this thing, which we can also attach files, link to SharePoints, and so on. When I save this and I submit it for validation, this goes to the validator. Now, this is an optional step. If you're the assessor that's directly doing the assessment, then you can skip this step. But if you're having teams submit their evidence and you want either somebody internally or externally validating their self-assessment, then you use this step to accept or reject this step. Let's suppose the validator accepted. And then, if needed, there can be an improvement roadmap. Should we not be at the level we need to be, then we can start an improvement process and we can plan where we need to be. For example, we want to be here and we want to be there by the end of the year, let's say. And we have an improvement roadmap. If we go to reporting, we see the different scores we have so far. And we also see in a lighter color, well, it's very small now, but we see in a lighter color the roadmap we have. Once we have completed all of this, we can generate an assessment report. That has the full assessment here written out. Additional functions. You can also set target scopes. These are intermediate targets or specific targets for different teams. Of course, ISO 27000 is a compliance framework. It's either yes or no, but you may have intermediate targets for your teams in order to work towards those target scopes. This is done under the target scope functionality, and this is covered in target scope videos on this channel as well. When you have done an assessment in ISO 27000, this can also be mapped to different compliance or maturity frameworks by going to the mapping functionality and then selecting the framework you would like to map to. With this, you can collaborate on ISO 27000 assessments across the organization with different teams and keep track of all the assessments, all the scores, and all the compliance in one simple platform.